Hello, everybody. Welcome to a tropical update. Here is the wide read Atlantic right now. Two things to watch here in Atlantic at this point in time, at least. We, of course, still got Tropical Storm Theta ongoing in the open Atlantic, forecast to turn into a post-tropical cyclone in a little over 12 hours from now, and not forecast to be a threat at all. And wasn't a threat at all for the United States here. Really fortunate to see that. And we also got the main story, at least in the Atlantic Basin, goes here. Tropical Storm Iota, which is a 70-mile-per-hour high-end tropical storm in the Central Caribbean, forecast to intensify into a major hurricane, either at landfall in Nicaragua or Honduras. The National Hurricane Center thinking this latest forecast cone. Let's take a look at the latest forecast cone right now. And this is, you can see it right here as of the 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Rising 7 for Saturday, November 14th, 2020. Center is currently located at 12.7 degrees north, 77.0 degrees west. Maximum sustained moment winds at 70 miles per hour, which of course makes this a high-end tropical storm, like I stated earlier. Moving due west at 5 miles per hour, and it is forecast to peak as a 125 mile per hour Category 3 equivalent hurricane before making landfall either in Nicaragua or Honduras. The National Hurricane Center thinking this latest forecast cone. So 125 miles per hour is as far as you can get in the Category 3 equivalent hurricane scale. Anything above that, then you start to get into the Cat 4 territory here. So we're talking about another serious storm, unfortunately, for this part of the world here. I know they got really heavily impacted by Hurricane Eta not even 2 weeks ago, and now they're dealing with another storm on their doorstep here. So I really hope everybody's staying safe and taking this storm seriously here, especially given how it's also supposed to be a major hurricane at landfall here with Central America. And here's the key messages for Tropical Storm Iota. You can see Iota is expected to intensify and be a major hurricane when it approaches the coast of Central America. A hurricane warning has been issued for portions of the coast of Nicaragua and Honduras, and hurricane conditions and dangerous storm surge are expected there beginning Monday. Number 2, hurricane conditions are expected and storm surge impacts are possible on Providencia beginning late Sunday night. Tropical storm conditions are expected and hurricane conditions are possible by Sunday evening on San Andres. Number 3, through Thursday, heavy rainfall from Iota will likely lead to life-threatening flash flooding and river flooding across portions of Central America. Flooding and mudslides in Honduras and Nicaragua could be exacerbated by Hurricane Eta's recent effects there, resulting in significant impacts. And that's the key message. This is the English version, and here's the Spanish version if you want to stop the video right now and read this here. Of course, I can't read that. I'll butcher all the words on there if I were to try to read that, so I'm not going to attempt to here. But here's what the storm looks like on infrared. Water vapor imagery here, actually, I should say. And you can see it's been bursting really deep convection over its center circulation, especially in those last few frames. You can see the really big burst of at least negative 90 degrees Celsius cloud tops there for a really brief period. That's that little white splotch you saw there for about a frame or two before it goes back down. So we're potentially looking at a rapidly intensifying storm here. Of course, like I said, well, actually, I don't think I said, but a hurricane reconnaissance plane is forecast to enter the storm in about 2 hours from now. So about 2 hours after you see this update posted on YouTube, when I first post it, we should be getting hurricane reconnaissance data from this system, and they'll put that into the latest models and latest forecast cones as we go on ahead of time with this system here. So it'll be interesting to see if they indeed see this as a 70-mile-per-hour tropical storm, if they see a slightly stronger storm and upgrade it to a hurricane here. So really interesting times ahead here. Here's a closer look at it on infrared imagery here, and you can see the white. That is all negative 80 degrees Celsius cloud tops or cooler there. So really just goes to show just how serious of a storm this storm is trying to look here. It's really classic what some meteorologists and some hobbyists like I do call a shrimp shape here, where it takes that classic kind of curved shape, which is really usually indicative of at least a intensifying system here for the most part. Every now and then, sometimes it'll be kind of like a false lead here, and it'll turn into maybe a weak Category 1 equivalent storm, and not as bad as we thought it would be. But we'll see what happens with this storm. But it seems likely that this is on the verge of becoming a hurricane here, if it isn't already. And like I said, if we when we do get the hurricane reconnaissance data from this storm in about 2 hours, we'll get more data and more information on that over time. So regardless, still a serious storm regardless of category we're looking at here. especially for those of you guys who already got impacted by Hurricane Eta. We really don't need to see another storm. Switching basins, here's a look at Tropical Cyclone O1S, currently going on in the Southwest Indian Ocean. Currently has 55 knot sustained winds, which is about 65 miles per hour. Forecast to peak as a 65 knot or about 75 mile per hour Category 1 equivalent tropical cyclone here. Unfortunately, poses absolutely no threat to land and not make landfall over land at this point here. So really fortunate news. It's going to be another fish storm for those of you guys down in the Southwest Indian. So this, I guess, a storm just to look at on satellite imagery here and its presentation. Here's what it looks like on satellite imagery right now. You can see just how it's progressed over the past 3 hours here. Really trying to get going here. Also kind of had that little kind of shrimp shape that I was talking to you about with Iota not too long ago, as it's trying to get going here. But like I said, it is forecast to only reach minimal Category 1 equivalent cyclone status here. And like I said, it is really fortunately staying away from land at this point. And then going back to the Atlantic here, here's a quick look at Tropical Storm Theta as of the Sunday, November 15th, 2020, 3 a.m. GMT Advisory 21. Update, the center is currently located at 31.7 degrees north, 18.7 degrees west. Maximum sustained moment winds at 40 miles per hour. Moving due east at 5 miles per hour. And it is forecast to take a sharp turn to the due north here pretty much. As it starts to turn into a post-tropical cyclone here, like it's forecast to in a little over 12 hours from now as of this latest update from the National Hurricane Center on this system here. And you can easily see why in this latest satellite imagery here, not really looking good at all here. We can still see some convection trying to hang around here on the southeast part of the center of circulation, the center of circulation being around here. So we'll see how long that decides to stick around before it gets ripped apart by the continuing wind shear by this system right now. And you can see just what it looks like again on satellite imagery here. Definitely a remarkable system here, and really incredible to see this happening in November and in this part of the world too right now. Really incredible. I believe there's actually radar sites in I think one of these two islands, or maybe both of these two islands, so they might be showing the center of circulation on there. So pretty rare occurrence here we're possibly looking at here. Switching basins yet again, and here's a look at the wide view of what's currently going on. Of course, we've got Tropical Storm O1S, also known as Alicia, ongoing in the Southwest Indian Ocean, and we also got Invest 93S in the Southwest Indian Ocean, which has a medium chance of formation here. Then we also got Typhoon 25W, also known as VAMCO, which is on its way out here. About to make landfall over Vietnam if it hasn't made landfall already. Let's take a look at it right now, the latest forecast cone. Currently, the Joint Typhoon Warning Center has it as an 80 knot typhoon, which is about 85 miles per hour, and it is forecast to continue weakening as it makes landfall here over Vietnam, northern Vietnam, as you can see there in the latest forecast cone. And you can see how the storm's really degraded in appearance here since my last update that I did on this system. Really degraded, which is really fortunate to see for Vietnam, but still kind of unfortunate because we're still talking about a weak typhoon here making landfall compared to a moderate and tropical storm we were thinking might hit about 2 days ago from this system. So it really defied forecasts here, and really hope everybody in this part of Vietnam is taking their precautions here and listening to their local officials, and to staying indoors here for this typhoon as it nears you guys along the coast. Like I said, it is forecast to continue weakening here, but still you're probably going to see some really gusty winds, and I wouldn't be surprised to see a lot of power outages in the area wherever this storm ends up ultimately making landfall in. So that's pretty much going to be about it for this tropical update here. Hope everybody has a great, well, not before I say that, if you have any questions or comments, leave them down in the comment section below, and I'll try to answer them to the best of my ability here. And if you want to know the links that I use for this tropical update, they're also down in the description below. Click on them if you want to get a look at the tropics yourself here, and to see what's going on the world of the tropics firsthand. If you're curious on what sites that I use, or just curious to see for yourself what's currently going on in the world of the tropics. Basic summary here, for those of you guys who may have skipped to the last part of this video. Tropical storm Theta, absolutely no threat to the United States here, and forecast to be on its way out here in a little over 12 hours. Tropical storm Iota in the Central Caribbean is forecast to potentially become our next major hurricane of the season, as it unfortunately nears Central America and likely makes landfall over either Honduras or Nicaragua here as a major hurricane of high-end Category 3 intensity. Is what the National Hurricane Center are currently thinking with this system here. So another really serious potential hurricane here that's going to be threatening Nicaragua here, and I hope Nicaragua and Honduras, and I really hope everybody's taking this system seriously. If you know anybody down there in Central America that's in the path of this tropical system here, please let them know of this and make sure that they're ready and set to go when the storm nears them. In terms of the West Pacific, Typhoon VAMCO is nearing its way out here, forecast to make landfall over Vietnam shortly here as a weakening typhoon, but still, keep a close eye on it, and if you're in the path of it, stay safe and listen to your local officials and just hunker down for it. And then Southwest Indian Ocean, the least poses absolutely no threat to land in West 92 West. I'm not too certain at this point, but I think it also should stay away from land, but I could be wrong on that. So just please keep an eye on that system. So that's pretty much going to be about it for this tropical update here. Hope everybody enjoyed. Hope everybody has a great day and night wherever you guys are. Stay safe, of course. Until then, see you guys in the next video. Peace.